What's up, guys, and welcome to episode 7 of Bible Verse Breakdown. Now, before we get into the episode, know that I am relatively new to Christianity, so if I say something wrong or something that you disagree with, let me know in the comments down below. Now, the verse of the day is Matthew 7:12, which says this: "So in everything, do to others what you would have them do to you, for this sums up the law and the prophets." Now, you've heard your teachers tell you this, you've heard your professors tell you this, and you've even heard your parents tell you this. And whether they know it or not, they are quoting the Bible. But what are they getting at when they're saying this? And what God is saying in this verse, specifically Jesus, because he's the one who's speaking in Matthew 7:12, he is saying, treat others how you would want to be treated. Simple as that. Now, I find this verse so simple that I was debating whether or not I should actually interpret this and make it into a video. But unfortunately, I also find that people lack empathy in their day-to-day life. And hookup culture is a prime example of this. Both boys and girls casually jumping from person to person, and for whatever reason, everyone wants to be a part of it. And some of you are going to hear that and respond to me and say, oh, I just need to get it out of my system. But the truth is, it never gets out of your system. You just choose one day to stop being emotionally ignorant. And if some of you still don't believe me, I'm going to explain to you systematically why hookup culture does not work. And I even have a visual for you guys, for those of you that are more visual learners. So here we have two people casually jumping from person to person, just absolutely plowing through the population. So we've got the guy going through the girls, the girl going through the guys. Now, these two bulldozers end up eventually meeting each other and mutually decide to hook up out of pure convenience or whatever reason. And through this, one of them will inevitably catch feelings. And one of you will inevitably catch feelings, and the other person will realize that they themselves aren't emotionally invested, and will end up ghosting the other person because they don't want to have to deal with all of this emotional drama. So let's say in this scenario, it's a guy that catches feelings for the girl, and the girl ends up ghosting the guy because she doesn't want to have to deal with this. So she ghosts him and goes to find someone else that will engage in hookup culture with her and not catch feelings. And she will try to find someone that will meet her criteria. So soon afterwards, she finds a guy that she believes will not catch feelings for her and meet the rest of her criteria. So now she is with this new guy, and once again, one of you will inevitably catch feelings. But this time, it's a girl that ends up catching feelings for the guy. And the guy realizes that he himself isn't emotionally invested, and ends up trying to go and find someone else. So the guy ends up ghosting this girl, and soon afterwards finds a different girl that meets the criteria that he is hoping for and hopes she doesn't catch feelings. So now we've got this whole ecosystem here. But in this ecosystem, we have this girl right here who got ghosted, and now she harbors resentment towards this guy. She harbors resentment because she feels as if her emotions weren't properly taken into consideration. She feels as if what happened was unfair. But that would be hypocritical for her to say that, because she just did the same thing to this guy right here. She did the same thing to someone else. So not only does this show that hookup culture is this infinite loop of emotional pain, but it also illustrates how people are blind to treating others with empathy, especially in scenarios where it doesn't serve their own interests. Now, we are all created in the image of God. We are created as human beings, so we need to treat each other as such. A lot of the time, I feel like everyone is so against everyone, as if it's them against the world, as if they need to be cruel to other people in order to get a leg up on them. But that is not what God intended for us. God intended for us to build off of one another. And I am a full believer that everyone has the ability to be a winner, but some people just choose to be losers and drag other people down with them to ultimate failure. Now, we can even look at this verse as to how it's worded and to why it's worded as such. It's not put in a negative light. It doesn't say, don't do to others what you wouldn't have them done to you. It's put in a positive light, the way that Jesus says it. He says, do to others what you would have them do to you. And the reason it's worded like this in a positive light is because it is so much more difficult to be consistently good towards people, regardless of the scenario. Now, I'm gonna give you guys an example of what would happen if we were in a world where Matthew 7:12 was put in a negative light. Let's say Matthew 7:12 said, don't do to others what you wouldn't do to them. Now, you're in this world where it says that, and you see a grandma walking across the road, she's got a bag of groceries in her hand, and all of a sudden that bag of groceries ends up breaking, and all the food and whatever she has in there disperses. Now, you remember Matthew 7:12, you remember that in this world it says, don't do to others what you wouldn't do to them. So you think to yourself, well, I'm not gonna punch grandma in the face, so I'm doing my part as a Christian. I'm not gonna sock grandma and knock her out, so I'm good to go and just walk away from her. But fortunately for us, in this world, Matthew 7:12 says, do to others what you would do to them. It is so much more powerful and put in a positive light when it is said this way. The thing is, it is so easy to walk by someone struggling and to ignore the opportunity to lend a helping hand. But imagine if we all lived by Matthew 7:12. We would be helping out the coworker who feels overwhelmed. We would be thanking the delivery driver for powering through the storm. We would be standing up for the kid that's being bullied and treated unfairly in school. The world would look like how God intended for it to look. Or at least it would look a little bit more like how God intended for it to look. And taking the initiative to do something good might feel small in the moment, but it has a profound impact. Not only are you meeting the immediate need of the other person, but you're also showing them that kindness still exists. And when you show this person kindness, it could inspire them to show kindness to someone else and lend someone else a helping hand. And it can create this chain reaction of both empathy and goodness. All right, that's it for the end of the episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, I do a gym edit at the end of each video showing my progress in the gym as I recover from my ACL surgery. And you know what I'm just realizing is that I have the craziest sunglasses burn. That's insane. It's totally in the video too from when I was just talking. But whatever, besides the point, if you guys want to stay till the end, thank you so much. And if not, have a good one, and I'll see you guys in the next video. One last thing before we get into the gym edit section of my video. In my last video, I talked about how my car isn't completely sealed. What I meant by that is that there's not glue or this piece is kind of worn down. So either air seeps in or rain seeps in, and that's what's happening right now. That's why I kind of had that pop up back in my head. And I know not a lot of people probably care about this, but I figured I would explain it. And I already have installed a full Apple CarPlay radio system as well as a backup camera in this car that I installed myself. Once again, probably no one cares about it besides maybe one person, maybe two people. But that's all I got to say. Super random comment, but I'll see you guys in the next one.